At Envirotech Air Quality Services, their qualified technicians are experts in the air conditioning and heating field. They make sure to stay up to date with the latest technology and methods so that they can provide their Palm Beach area customers with superior HVAC services. Their technicians are trained by well-known manufacturers and suppliers in the industry, such as Trane and Johnstone Supply. Envirotech Air Quality Services serves over 500 residential and commercial customers, many of whom are long-term clients. A large portion of their business comes from customer referrals, and they are the preferred AC vendor to two of the largest polo clubs in the region. They value each and every customer and tailor their services and recommendations to their needs and financial situations. Thane Brunsvold, the president of Envirotech Air Quality Services, oversees each project with his hands-on approach on each job. Ask about their free 12-month residential service contract. Contact Envirotech Air Quality Services today at 561-327-4486.
You are listening to the Ask the Experts show with host Steve-O. We will be right back with more experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Join us every Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. Now, get ready for more Ask the Experts.
At Envirotech Air Quality Services, their qualified technicians are experts in the air conditioning and heating field. They make sure to stay up to date with the latest technology and methods so that they can provide their Palm Beach area customers with superior HVAC services. Their technicians are trained by well-known manufacturers and suppliers in the industry, such as Trane and Johnstone Supply. Envirotech Air Quality Services serves over 500 residential and commercial customers, many of whom are long-term clients. A large portion of their business comes from customer referrals, and they are the preferred AC vendor to two of the largest polo clubs in the region. They value each and every customer and tailor their services and recommendations to their needs and financial situations. Thane Brunsvold, the president of Envirotech Air Quality Services, oversees each project with his hands-on approach on each job. Ask about their free 12-month residential service contract. Contact Envirotech Air Quality Services today at 561-327-4486.
If you're just tuned in, you're going, wait a minute, Ask the Experts comes on at 5 to 6 on 1470. Well, we are with the station's biggest station, 740. We have begged to get this show on 740, and it finally came up after 4 years. We're so excited to be on 740. We will still have Ask the Experts from 5 to 6 on 1470, but we are on 740 now, and I got to tell you, the biggest show I wanted, been doing this for 8 years, I wanted to get an air conditioning expert. This is the biggest time of the year for air conditioning companies, repairs, and we were so lucky. First of all, I love the name of the company, Envirotech Air Quality Service. We have the owner, Thane Brunsvold. Could you get just a regular Mike Harris or something?
Yeah.
So, hey, welcome. I'm so glad you're on the show. And you got your son here with you, too.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I have Jackson here. He's
I see you put him to work.
Yeah, absolutely. Just started.
Well, let's start off with, tell everybody about your company.
Well, Envirotech Air Quality Services is more than just an air conditioning company.
I bet it is.
We deal a lot with air quality as well as mold and mildew. We are a mold licensed company as well.
Removal.
Mold removal.
Good.
Exactly, yes.
And we're on the water, so this is the best
place.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we offer service contracts as well as new installations. We do residential as well as commercial, and have been doing it since 2004.
Wow. You know, I got to tell you, because we just had someone ask us, why aren't you doing a mold and mildew removal? Because I want to know what to look for, because I think I have it. And I said, you know what? I think we have someone coming on next week. I'm pretty sure it's an air conditioning company, but when I saw air quality, it's also got to mean mold and mildew.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad you also do that. So you've been in business for a while. Mm-hmm. What areas do you cover? Because we cover, Broward and Palm Beach.
Palm Beach County and support St. Lucie area.
Okay.
Yeah. Martin County.
You're gonna learn a lot about air conditioning repair and maybe things you should look for when you feel like your air conditioning is going to come out. Mm-hmm. I got to tell you something. I am like the perfect example. We're actually renting right now. We're going to be buying a house soon.
Congrats.
Well, let me tell you the bad part. And there are things that people should look for. So we have like a 3,500 square foot home, one air conditioning unit.
Whoa.
Now, you don't think about, when you're buying an older home, you don't think about, wait a minute, this needs 2 air conditioners.
Yes, absolutely.
So part of our house is always warm, and our electric bill, is always high.
It never stops running, I'm sure.
So people need to look at that, whether they're renting for the first time or they're getting ready to buy. So would you actually see 2 units out if you need a double unit for that size house?
Yeah, you're going to have 2 units. Air conditioners are based on 500 square foot per ton.
Okay.
And the biggest residential AC is 5 tons.
Gotcha.
So in your case, at 3,500, you're going to need 7.5 tons of cooling capacity.
Wow. People don't think about this when they're looking to buy a house. And you know what? A lot of owners aren't going to give that information out readily. Because I tell you what, it has been, part of the house is cool, part of the house is always warm, which means it's running up our bill.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're not comfortable.
Yeah, it's another thing. So is there anything new out there as to energy efficiency?
Oh yeah, they're coming out.
I'm going to ask you questions on my list.
They're coming out with new equipment all the time, and the biggest efficiencies you're getting right now are on your compressor motors and your fan motors, where you have variable speed. So basically, on a variable speed, once you get to temp and it shuts off, when it comes back on, it'll more than likely run at half a compressor, which is going to be less dollars spent cooling.
Well, I know our air conditioner runs all day long.
Yeah, it's gonna.
All day long.
It's gonna, sure.
And I got to tell you something. It isn't cheap. I mean, our bill's like $450, $500 every. Now, it does come down in the what little winter we have.
Sure.
But we mostly have warm weather.
Hot these days.
Hot. Have you noticed, I'm from Texas, so I'm used to 100-degree weather. But the other day it was 97 and said it felt like 106. I don't remember seeing those kind of days.
I've lived in Florida since 92, and I don't ever remember it being this hot.
It is hot when your sunglasses all of a sudden fog up when you come outside. So how long should an air conditioner last?
Well, Florida's tough, especially on the coast. The saltwater area is terrible on condensers.
Oh, it's got to be.
You do get a 10-year warranty if you register your equipment with manufacturers. So you should really anticipate your equipment will last 10 to 15 years. Doesn't mean it won't last longer. I've seen systems last longer. But, the one thing about air conditioning is when you do get to a certain age, you can, because of technology, put a new one in, and over 10 years, you'll get your money back through cost savings.
So are you saying that they aren't going to last as long here in South Florida as maybe they would in another state?
Yeah, it's the salt water. It's the salt air.
Is there anything like offer repair service?
Yes.
Is there anything you can do to make an air conditioner last longer?
Well, it's real important to, just like a car, have service done twice a year, have a professional like ourselves come out, and we're going to clean off your coils, and we're going to check your motor amperages, and we're going to blow out your drain line. Just look at little things like, are your hedges growing too close to the condenser outside? That can lower efficiency. But it's real important.
Wow.
So having a guy come out that they know what they're doing is real important, and will extend the life of your equipment.
Wow, that's very important. What should people set their thermostats on?
Well, air conditioning is designed and engineered for 75 degrees.
Really?
That's what the
So
engineers
idiots
say.
like me who keep it on 70 or 71, I've got it down.
We're
too
both
low?
idiots.
Okay.
I like it 69 even.
Yeah, exactly. So 75 is about average?
Well, the best thing to do these days is to have a programmable thermostat.
Okay, you're going to tell us what that is.
Programmable thermostat's going to be a thermostat that allows you to set your thermostat at different temperatures throughout the day and then week. So, for instance, if you're a person that goes to work from 8 to 5, you can program it to go up to an energy saving level that'll also keep your humidity down, 78, 80 degrees even if you'd like. That way you can save money while you're not there. As far as when you're in the home, it's about personal preference.
Okay.
If you like yourself 60, 70 degrees, 71, that's fine. It's not going to really damage your equipment in any way, shape, or form.
What about when somebody goes out of town, you hear this, you should turn your air conditioner up, but then I've heard, but when you get back, by the time you want it to where it was, it's costly to do it that way.
Well, that is one thing. Certainly, if you go very high, if you like to run it at 70 and you move it to 78, it's going to take time to pull the house down
So what
to
is
temperature.
that going to do to my electric bill?
Of course, it's going to increase your bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you suggest people who go out of town, should they just leave it where it is?
78 degrees is a good level that will keep your temperature at a level where it's going to keep mold out, keep your humidity down in the home, and cool enough to where when you do come home and you put it back where you want it to be, it's not going to be a big jump in temperature
You just
get
said
there.
mold. How do people know if they have mold? Because, first of all, if I'm right, you can also get really sick if you've got mold in the house.
Immunocompromised people, children or older people that don't have the immune system, yes, it can definitely cause them problems and discomfort. If you to know whether or not you have mold, the obvious way is if you see it growing.
Okay.
Water intrusion.
What color would it be?
It's different colors, but
Oh, it
usually
is?
dark. Oh yeah, molds comes in many different colors, and depending on it does require dirt and moisture, mostly. So, depending on how much of a water intrusion you have, if it's like an ongoing leak and it's constantly wet for 9 days, you could end up with Stachybotrys, which is that black mold that everybody's afraid of.
Wow.
But there are molds that'll grow in a day. And
Where do you usually see it at in the house?
well, our experience usually is windows. Windows are tough in Florida. We have metal windows, so windows will leak. Walls will crack here in Florida as well, and just a hairline crack allows water to get in.
Or
Sinks,
the bathrooms?
all those things.
Wow.
Anywhere where there's water.
So if someone thinks they might have, before you start choking and coughing to death, when should they call you? You could come out and actually tell them if they actually have mold or mildew.
Yeah, we're licensed as a mold assessor in Florida, so we would come out and we would use our infrared camera. We would do air test that will test the air. We may do a tape lift. If we see it growing, we send that to a lab. They'll send it back to us, telling us exactly what molds were there, and from there we'll
You treat them all different, depending on what kind of mold it is?
No, we would treat it the same way. The removal process will be treated the same way. That what you have to do may be different because a condition.
Is it a long process?
No, it's not a long process, depending on the size of the problem you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I going to have to check into the Marriott or anything?
Well, again, it could be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, it very well could be a problem. Usually, though, it's not whole house.
Okay, so we got a call about 30 minutes before the show.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody didn't know if they were going to be in their car driving.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to miss this. They knew you were coming on today. They get hit up by AC companies wanting to do the maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
How often should maintenance be done?
1 to 2 times a year, depending on the age of your equipment. I mean, we have contracts that are twice a year contracts.
So you offer service
Yes,
contracts?
yes, we
Okay.
do.
Because this person was saying, how do I know if they're telling me the truth or not? And so we told them that you got to listen to today's show. I already gave them the name of your company, but they said they get hit up all the time by people wanting to do service agreements, and the number of how many times they said it should be done is why they called here varies.
The age of the equipment makes a big difference, but just like your car, you don't drive the car off and not have the oil changed. Your
Right.
air conditioner does need
Oh,
to
you're
be
supposed
maintained.
to change the oil? Okay. No one told me that. Is there a way? Oh, we got to go to break. God, fastest 15 minutes. We're here with Thane Brunsvold, and he owns Envirotech Air Quality Service. Give everybody your phone number.
561-686-8926.
And give your website. You got a great website.
Yeah, the website's envirotechair.com.
That name just sounds so official. Hey, we'll be back with more. We're going to go to break. See you then.
At Envirotech Air Quality Services, their qualified technicians are experts in the air conditioning and heating field. They make sure to stay up to date with the latest technology and methods so that they can provide their Palm Beach area customers with superior HVAC services. Their technicians are trained by well-known manufacturers and suppliers in the industry, such as Trane and Johnstone Supply. Envirotech Air Quality Services serves over 500 residential and commercial customers, many of whom are long-term clients. A large portion of their business comes from customer referrals, and they are the preferred AC vendor to two of the largest polo clubs in the region. They value each and every customer and tailor their services and recommendations to their needs and financial situations. Thane Brunsvold, the president of Envirotech Air Quality Services, oversees each project with his hands-on approach on each job. Ask about their free 12-month residential service contract. Contact Envirotech Air Quality Services today at 561-327-4486.
Hey, air conditioning and do we even say heating down here at all?
No.
See, in Texas we talk heating too.
Yeah.
But here it's just air conditioning.
Pretty much, yeah.
Did you know like in other parts of the country it's air conditioning
Oh.
and heating companies?
Yeah, I have a place in Minnesota. Believe me, they have heating up there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So I was like really amazed when I first moved to Florida because, I mean, air conditioning heating in Dallas, Texas, very important. It gets very cold in the winter,
Yep.
very hot. But we don't really have a winter.
No.
The people, I mean, I guess people have heaters.
We get about 2 weeks a year of calls, and it's at night. You know,
Right.
by daytime, for the most time, it's warmed up.
I think people turning it on, sometimes it smells like something's burning, right?
We have electric heat in South Florida, so that electric heat, you're smelling the dirt on those heater
Right,
coils.
right. Okay. So we're, again, because there's a lot of people who are tuning in for the first time. They're on their way home from work. Must be nice. Give everybody your phone number and your website again.
It's 561-686-8926, and the website is envirotechair.com.
What about filters?
Filters should be changed monthly.
Wait a minute. I got to warn you something. My Renee, who does the morning show with me, gets on me about the filters. So she says they should be changed once a month. I say others have told me, you can change them every 2 months. What is it?
They really should be changed monthly, but it's not uncommon for them not to be changed monthly. One thing about a
Is
filter...
it dangerous? Of course, she's going to tell me it's dangerous.
No, it's not dangerous, but it could lower the efficiency of your unit.
So you should change them every month. I just, I hate spending that $3 for a filter. I'm kidding you. So a lot of people really don't know how often they should change them. And if you have, from what I understand, if you have a smoker in the house, they're even dirtier.
Yeah.
If you have a smoker in the house.
Yep,
I'm
absolutely.
not putting you smokers down, but you need to know this, like
Yeah.
how often filters should be changed. How do people take care of their outside unit? I've seen people with hoses washing them down.
Yeah, no, that's one thing that we would do during a precision tune-up is we would come out with a hose and wash off those coils. Those coils get dirty, it lowers your efficiency again.
So tell me what does it cover?
So when we come out to the home, the service is going to cover twice a year maintenance. We'll clean the outside units. We'll clean the inside unit, the coils. We'll check all the motors. Because we are air quality focused, we're going to clean the mold that does grow in every air conditioner, the
Wow.
wiring.
Did you hear that? Grows in almost every air conditioner.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh, absolutely.
From the condensation, and that makes sense.
Dark and wet. So, yeah, mold likes that. But it's not uncommon, and that's something during the precision tune-up that we'll wipe down and get rid of. So,
A house we owned about 6 years ago, the unit was in the attic. Don't you hate those?
hate those.
It's like, first of all, it's how did someone get through that hole up there?
It's 180 degrees up there right
Yes.
now.
That
That's
is
tough.
Why did they even put them up there?
Space.
Did they have a grudge against you guys or
Yeah,
something?
I think that's what it was.
I mean, it was hot. You know, I can imagine up in the attic how hot it is. And you're walking around up there. It's like, how did they even get it up there? You know?
It's brutal. It's brutal up there, and that's why having a professional come out to take care of it, you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, okay.
We're used to it.
So what are some of the signs about air conditioning not working? What should you look for or listen for?
Well, anytime you hear a noise that's louder, that's not uncommon for something like that. Obviously, the first thing is if you go to your thermostat and you've got it set at 78 and it's reading 80 or
Right.
82, obviously it's not working at that point.
It's probably not the filter.
It's probably not the filter. No, it's probably not.
Don't just give me a fun show. I don't like to do this stuff. This is all my Renee. Renee is a woman, okay? Because just so people know, so she's a female. I just realized that some people say, "Oh, who is Renee? What's Renee do?" Renee is a female. So, but she does all the work around the house.
Really?
Yeah, she's that. That's who she is, and I get yelled at if the filter's not changed, and she's the one who tells me if I don't do it monthly, I'm going to die. So, see, now she can't tell me stuff like this.
You're a
'Cause
blessed man.
I have an expert. When you check for air quality, how do you check for that?
So when we go into a home, we have what's called a vacuum pump, and the vacuum pump will suck air into a little cassette that has a sticky material inside of it, and that sticky material, whatever's in the air, will stick to that. We send that to the lab. They break it open and look at it under a microscope and literally count the spores that they see in there.
Wow. So if you have allergies, it's probably a good idea to have that checked.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. That could be a sign that you have a problem. Some people are more sensitive to that type of thing.
Is that a separate service?
Yes.
Okay. So you have the air, of course, you have the air conditioning service.
Mm-hmm.
So you have, what about the mold and mildew? Is that a separate service?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We don't, and our AC technicians don't do that for the most part. That
You
would
have
be
other technicians that specialize in that.
yeah, that would be myself and another gentleman in the company, Rich Edmiston, and so we would come out and do that sampling.
Okay. So you might think you might have two of the three problems, and I want you to listen. We go through a lot to make sure our experts are experts in what they do, and we vet them. Really easy to do on Yelp, even though we know sometimes those aren't so true either. It's the competition writing those. But this is really a good company. And you know what? Sometimes it's not so good just to Google somebody. That doesn't tell you how good they are. That's them telling you how good they are. And so we love to have experts on our show so you don't have to Google. And I'm going to tell you something. When we're going to give out the number in a minute. Write this down because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
No.
Your air could be working fine, and all of a sudden you hear the noise.
Yep, absolutely. And this time of year, they're just getting worked extra hard.
Yeah, I mean, we're just not used to. I mean, it gets hot here.
It really
But
does.
this has been brutal,
Brutal.
and I have no idea why. What about hurricanes? What do they do to air conditioner? You got all the stuff blowing all around. Should you have your air conditioner serviced after a hurricane?
It really doesn't affect it
Okay.
that much. They're built to withstand weather. Now, the big thing is having them tied down to code so they don't fly away.
Right. Oh, yeah. Wouldn't want that.
No.
I saw Twister. No, I wouldn't want that. What if it? I know you hear about air conditioners freezing up. First of all, what causes that?
There's a couple of things. It could be airflow over the coils. Could be a really, really dirty filter. More often than not, though, it's low Freon.
Oh. So when you come out to do your service, Freon's probably one of the first things you check.
Yes, we're going to throw our gauges on it, and it's going to tell us right away where your air conditioner is in terms of efficiency and where the pressures are and how well it's running, and if it's low or not.
So if someone's low on Freon, that would cause the house to be warmer.
Absolutely.
Okay. So they could just call you up to check their Freon, and if they need, no, their air conditioner's fine, but it's freezing up, they can just call you up. You'll come out there, you'll test the Freon, probably one of the first things you do.
Yeah.
And then if you need Freon, but I would think the service contract's the best way to go.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You're going to have preferential treatment for one, and second of all, you're getting that, biannual analyzation of your system, so you'll be ahead of the curve on that.
So I'm going to ask you a question about, do you offer emergency service?
Well, we always try to respond as quickly as possible.
Okay.
So, of course we do. We will be at it any time. So,
because when that air condition goes out, it's brutal.
It is brutal.
It always goes out about 8 o'clock at night, too, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Okay, so my last question, we got a minute left. Why should I hire your company?
You're going to get a dedicated team that's committed to not only taking care of their air conditioner, but also making sure that you're comfortable and that you have the best possible air quality in your home. We'll be there, Johnny on the spot. We'll make sure that we're taking care of the home and that everything is exactly how it should be.
That's the way it's supposed to be. Listen, I am so glad, and you're going to be with us again next month. They're coming up. Envirotech Air Quality Service. Check them out. Thank you for listening. 5 o'clock on 14/7 with more Ask the Experts. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Ask the Expert Show, featuring interviews with local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Call our office at 888-574